Hi Stampers, this is Karen Phillip, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card. It's called an arrow fold card. When you open it up, it has a nice little area that fits right in there that you can write your sentiment. So let's get started. First you'll need a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 8.25, or 8.5 I mean, 5.5 by 8.5. And we will score it at 4.25. The next step is to create the arrow. To do that, we will fold this in half so we can see the score line better. On one part, we will measure 2 3/4 because that is half of the card. So I'm doing that on my paper cutter because I can read it better. So 2 3/4 is right here. So I will just mark that right in the little groove there. And so I mark that. Now we're going to turn it, and on this same section we're going to find half of 4 1/4, which is 2 1/8. So we will mark 2 1/8. And I have this piece of washi tape that's a measuring thing. It goes up to 12 inches, and so this fit perfectly on here. And if you don't have that, then your measurements are down here. They're just a lot smaller. So these are in 16ths and these are in eighths. Okay, so we have our 2 1/8 mark, and then we'll turn that around and we'll get 2 1/8 on this part. So my marks are here. So we want it all on one side. So I'm not sure if you can see those, but so they are here and here and here. Okay, so the next step is not cutting, but we want to score. So we're going to score from the first mark here to the mark right here, and that's where my little marks are. So that will, and then we will just score it. Don't cut it, just score it. The next one, we will go from the center to this score line at 4 1/4. So we'll score that there. Now we will go the opposite one, which is on the same part. We will go from the score line, or the center mark there, to the center mark here, on that, again, that same side, and then the score mark, or the center mark, to the 4 1/4 inch score mark. There we go. And so now we have our score marks. Let's see if I can get this so you can see it. Well, so now we will fold that down and pull the other one out. So we're folding that down, pull this one down, get this out of the way. We'll fold both of these down and use our bone folder, and then fold the little one back. Fold that back and this one back. And that's how we get our arrow. We'll fold that down. So that's the look we're going for. Now I like to glue that down so that it stays in place. And I'm using the Tombow glue, and you just want a little bit on the inside right here. You don't want to extend over this part. It's hard to see with the navy ink or navy paper. So we're just putting a little bit right there. And again, you want to make sure you don't extend. So when this is closed, you don't want to extend over that. So I'm going to put my finger there so I know I won't go over that. Do that one. Hold that down. We'll flip this over or flip those flaps out. And do the same thing on this side. So I'm doing it one on each side, just in the center on this, the biggest peak part. Push that down, hold that a second. Okay. And that's how we get our arrow. The next step is putting our designer paper on there. So I have a piece of this designer paper from our celebration. And what I like to do for all of my papers is cut a 1 3/4 inch square of each piece. And this is the front side, that's the back side, front, back, all the way around. That way I always have, and I know what's inside of each pack. These are 12 by 12s, so you'll get each of these with celebration. And what that means is for every $50 that you spend, you get one of the free celebration items in the catalog. Okay, so now we have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece that we will be cutting now so that it can fit on our arrow part. And to do that, we need to find the centers of one part of that. So again, I'm using my paper cutter because it works easy for me. So this is 5 1/4. Half of 5 1/4 is 2 5/8. Sorry about all the eighths, but it's easy because you had half of 5 1/2 was 2 3/4, so you subtract an eighth, and that's how you get your center. And that's 2 5/8. So this is 2 1/2, which is 2 4/8, and one more eighth. Okay, so now we're going to cut it from corner to the center. This one we want to cut, not score. And we will save this piece. And then the other one from the mark to the corner, and these are going right in the track. And we'll use that piece as well. Sorry about my dog, she's panting like crazy, don't know why. Okay, so now we can erase our pencil marks. Or I guess just that's the only one that shows, so that's good. Okay, now we will glue this on to our front. And we have some options here because this one has some stripes on the other side, so we could do that. That's kind of a cool look. And that's just the other side of the paper. So I think that's what we'll do. So we'll have that look. Otherwise you could do this with the stripes and this with the flowers. But I think I like it the other way. Alright, so we will glue this on. And okay, so I found it's easiest to line everything up if you start from the back or from the top and leave your 1/8 inch, and when you put it down it goes right centered on your triangle. Then we will glue our inside pieces. And again, you will have a little 1/8 inch border like that, and put the other one on. And that will go right here, and the peaks will touch pretty close, so that's pretty neat. And now we just need to put this little piece in here. And I used a 3 3/4 inch by 5 for the inside. It seemed to work the best for me. I don't know why, but that seemed to work the best. So half of 5 is 2 1/2. So we'll make our little mark at 2 1/2. Now we'll do the same thing. We will cut from the point to the top to the mark. And these little pieces you can use for sentiments or something else. So you have your mark here and your point, and these will be scrap or whatever you want to use it for. Okay, so now we can just glue this in to this part right here. You can erase your little mark. And this works really nicely, and it fits so well. That's what I like about it. And then we'll put that right there. Okay, so we'll do like I said in the first place, from the top, and then we can line it up like so. Now we have an inside, and it's crooked. Okay, so the next thing I did was I used a heart to put in the center, and this heart comes from the Many Hearts dies, which it's this one, so you get a lot of different hearts. And these were kind of fun. I cut out a bunch of the pieces, and this has this really cool border, a heart that's a flower. This one doesn't cut out, but it does do the little dots, a little skinny thing, some regular hearts, and then it has, I'm a sucker for birds, so it has this really cute bird with the wing. I thought that was sort of fun. So here's, I don't know if you can see the wing or not, but here is the little wing that comes along, that cuts out at the same time. Oh, and this one's fun too. It's all X's and O's, and they just cut out, and so that could be as a cool background. So it's a fun little Valentine's, or just hearts. And this is a bundle, and it comes with a stamp set called Lots of Heart. And what I like about this, it's not totally Valentine-y. Not everybody does Valentine's, but they have a need for a heart, and so that's what this goes with. Okay, so I just glued this on. I did not make it dimensionalized, so this just goes on there. And this is in Rococo Rose, and I'll just put that right there. And then I did take a sentiment from that stamp set that says "Sent with Lots of Heart," and it's embossed with white embossing powder, and I will cut the ends. I could use my punch, but when it gets to be this small, it's harder to punch to get it out. So to do this, of course I'm on camera and it's not going to work. Alright, so to get this straight, what I do is I cut up the middle to the part as far as you want it, and then you just go from side to side to the center, and that's how you get your little tails. Okay, and this I did pop up, so we will put that on, and then I'm using 3 dimensionals because I don't want it to sag in the middle. I love the pokey tool for this. And then I'll put that, I think I'll do this one on a little diagonal. Then I have a bow from the, I'll mark down what it is, but it's a navy ribbon, and I have a glue dot that I can put that on with, and we'll just stick that on. There we go. Oh, I didn't get it off. Alright, let's try that again. And I'll put that right there. Okay. And then I will just trim trim the ends. There we go. And we have a cool heart, or a cool card that could be Valentine's, or just a nice card that's saying you have a lot of heart. I also made a couple others. I made this one using the celebration paper, a different celebration paper, and then the strawberry punch, and this says wishing you the very best, and again this is just blank inside. And then I also was able to make one that goes in the opposite direction, and this is done with the pet paper, and so this is a long way, and this is a sympathy card for my sister who is about to lose her dog, so I'll be sending that out soon, I'm sure. For our little baby samples for club, you have these 2 little pieces. You'll do the same, fold it in half, mark it, and do your folds just like you did for the big one. And then your designer paper, you'll mark it and just cut it, and it'll fit right on there. And that's how that'll work. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, happy stamping and have a great day.